As an avid runner and a Notion enthusiast, I wanted to build out a running dashboard for quite a while. And there were some features that I really wanted to have in there, such as tracking my progress on miles for each month, having a weekly running log, seeing upcoming races, how close my shoes are to falling apart, as well as seeing my PRs. Now, creating this dashboard wasn't super easy. Some of these formulas can be a little bit complex, but I'm going to show you how I built this step by step. Let's jump on my computer and do it. So this is the page that we're going to be working on. Let's first add a little bit more aesthetics to this. So we're going to add in a cover photo. So let's change this cover, and we're just going to put over here trail. I enjoy trail runs. And then let's see, let's grab this. This is pretty nice. Reposition this. Check out that view. I would love to run with a view like that. In Florida, we don't really have that. Let's add an icon. We have to have the running shoes. And already this is looking way better. So let's add in some call out blocks and columns. So what I want to have at the very top is 2 columns, and we're going to add in a call out block right here and also a call out right here. Also, I'm going to make this a full width page, and this has been expanded. Now this one over here, I want to have miles per month. And we're going to be building out a database under there. And then over here, I want to have 2023 goals. Now under here, we can just add in our specific goals that we want. So I'm just going to drag these in a second. So for myself this year, I'm getting back into ultra marathons. So first off, I have a 50K in 2 weeks, which is 31 miles, but I want to make sure I crush that one. And then after that, I'm going to run a 50 miler. And I haven't fully decided yet if I'm going to run 100K or just go straight into a 100 miler, but we're going to just put a 100K right here for this video, and then 100 miler. So those are my goals. I don't really care about pace too much. I just want to get back into running shape. And then I threw these right over here, and this looks pretty nice. I'm also going to add in a line underneath here. So 3, just like that. And then readjust that. And it looks already way better. Up next, what we're going to do is create a widget. So we're going to go to Indify, and we're going to have a weather widget. So I've already built this one out over here, which is daily weather. You can go down over here and click create widget, name it a title. We'll just say daily weather running. Click continue. It's generating that widget. And this is what it's going to look like. So up first, you have to choose the city you're at. Now I'm in Orlando, so we're going to just put Orlando there. Number of days, I want to have it as 7. And then honestly, I just kept everything else the same. Didn't really matter to me. Then you just copy this link to the widget, go back over here, do /embed, and then paste that widget in there. And then you're going to see that this is right there. I'm just going to select this and throw it right under here. And what I'm going to do is drag it out. And just like that, we have our widget. So what we're going to do also for this gallery, we're going to add this a little bit later, but we're going to continue to go down over here. So up first, I'm going to do another call out. And what we're going to be building out is our 7-day runs, 7-day, I'll just say like past 7 days. And this is going to show us our recent runs. And what we're going to do is actually create this database. So inline database. Awesome. And then I'm just going to call this as daily run. So first we have our name, which is fine. We're going to delete the tags over here. So delete property, no longer need that. What we're going to do is grab a select. We're going to name this as run type. Up next, we're going to add a number for distance. So we're going to go over here and add in distance. We're going to put time, but we're going to keep that as text. I'll show you guys why in a bit. Notion's not the best for durations, so I kind of had to find a compromise with it and build out some formulas. So we're going to have a formula over here, and we're going to have this as pace. Don't worry. I will give you guys that formula as well in the description. Then we're going to have date. Add that in there. We're going to have notes, which is going to be a text column. So if you want to write about how your run went or anything like that, I don't do that personally, but other people might. Now, the next two columns are going to be relations. We're going to add those a little bit later, but then just drag this daily run under past 7 days, and we'll do some more formatting in a bit. We're going to create two columns again. So /call, do two columns, and we're going to do another call out. So over here, we're going to have this as upcoming races. Races. We're doing another call out over here to the right. Call out. And we're going to do this as PRs. And then over here, one more call out. And then running shoes, or I'll put actually shoe tracker. And I need to make sure that this shoe tracker is just over on this side. We're going to add in just like that. These PRs will be a bit longer and these are kind of shorter. And lastly, we're going to have one other over here for our full running log. So call outs. So let's create a few more databases. So under upcoming races, we're just going to create database in line. It's a basic table. Now, since we're not going to be doing any calculations based off of this table, I'm just going to create a text column and call this as distance. It's weird with racing because you can have races in kilometers or miles. So I feel that's the best. I mean, especially when you go to ultra marathons, you have 50Ks and 50 miles. So do you always want to convert for this? I don't really think so. Next, we're going to add another text and we're going to have location. And lastly, we're going to have a date field in here, so you know. And I'm actually going to fill this one out because there's not too much information on here. So I'm going to do the Crum run. That's the full name of the race. Distance on this is 50K. I do have a 50 miler there, but I am not in that shape right now. That is in Tampa and it's on April 1st. So that will be a fun run. I'm just going to decrease a few of these just so it looks a little bit better. This over here, company races. And we'll make this a little bit more aesthetic at the very end. Like the other ones, just drag that right over here. Already looks way better. Shoe tracker. So same thing, we're going to create a database in line. We're going to put shoe lifespan. So this is kind of an estimate how long you want to keep these shoes around for. We're also going to have a roll up over here, which we're going to add in a bit. And then we're also going to have a formula. So we'll put, and this formula is going to show you how close you are until you need to replace the pair of shoes. So we're going to drag that in here. We'll add a little bit more later. Up next, we have PRs. Again, database in line. Then we're going to put PRs. And what we're going to have for the name, we're going to put distance. Property. We're going to set time as text. And we're going to do a formula for pace. So go to formula. And we're going to do pace. Great. Now, I'm not a short distance runner, but for this video, I am going to put a 1/4 mile in there and go all the way to 100 miles. I haven't run 100 yet. I want to. Farthest I've done is 100K, but here's all this information. Now, before I put in time, I just want to warn you guys, it's very important that you keep all of your distances to 3 numbers with a decimal point. This is going to be based off of how I calculate the pace. Now with the time format as well, make sure to copy exactly how I format the time. Otherwise, this formula for pace will not work for you. And then we're going to drag in this table over here. So we're going to have to figure out how to derive the pace from both the time and also the distance. So this formula I've tested already. It's very complicated, but I'm going to paste it over here and show you guys how I walked through this. So we're going to grab that right there, click done. And you can see that this has been completely formatted. We're going to delete actually this over here. And let's talk about how this works. So I'm going to grab this over here and we're going to go row by row. So first what we do is we have a format. So that way we can build out a few different strings. And you can use format to turn a number into text / a string. Up next, we have a floor. So to turn decimal into time, we need to have a floor here rather than round. Otherwise, some of these times are going to go up to another minute. Since we're always going to have extra at the very end, we want to round it down and then have the seconds show at the very end. So it's very important that you put a floor here instead of round. Up next, we have the to number, and we're going to slice parts from time. So you can see over here that this time you have 2 digits, you have 2 digits, and 2 digits. Well, we have hours, minutes, and seconds. What we're doing for the calculation is we're grabbing the total amount of seconds first. So you can see over here, we're grabbing 6 through 9, which is at the very end over here. So for this example, it will grab 7 seconds. This one, it will grab 34. And that is the first part, right? So it's already seconds. We don't need to multiply it by anything, but we are going to add that to the second one, which is 3 and 6, which is the minutes. That's why we multiply it by 60. Minutes times 60 is 60 seconds. And then we're going to do the same thing at the very end with hours. So 0 through 3, and then we're going to multiply that by 3,600. That's how many seconds are in an hour. Now we're going to divide that by the distance, but you guys can see how each of these distances are a little bit weird. This is why I would standardize them per mile and also make sure that they're only 3 digits with also a decimal. So you can see that I sliced 0 through 4, which is going to give me that first part of the string since this is a text column. And then we're also dividing it by 60. So that is the first part to get the specific minutes for your pace. Then we're going to add, and then we're going to do the same thing over here, except this time we are rounding the seconds. So I'm okay rounding up the second. You don't want to round up the minute. So very similar formula over here, except at the very end, instead of dividing by 60, we're going to do a mod of 60. So how a mod works, I'll just show you guys over here. So let's say, for example, over here, 7 mod 5. Well, 7 goes into 5 once, and there's a remainder of 2. If you had 8 mod 5, you would have a remainder of 3. It's kind of weird your first time doing it, I understand, but this is kind of how the formula works. Didn't want to type all this out because it is quite a bit, but this formula is going to be down below in the description for you guys to save. Now, when you click done, you can see that my pace is here for all of my PRs. So I'm not a really good short distance runner. As you can tell, my quarter mile is 4:30, which not great at all. So we'll get back to this formula in a little bit. I know something is off on this. Reason is this should be 5:08. It's showing up at 5:08. And then stuff like this, 6 should be 09 instead of 6:09. So there's a little bit of more work. This one should be showing up as 6:00 or 5:99, showing up as 5:0. So about an hour later, I solved the few edge cases that I had issues with. So the first edge case I had was if something was in 59s, like this one over here, I rounded it so it would be 60. But the problem is once you have 60, it turns into 0 because of the mod. And that's why this was only showing 5, right? So I did a floor down here like I did at the very top, and this ended up working. But the next problem I had is with stuff that were 1 through 9, because it was missing a 0. This would just show 5:8. This one would show 6:8, which again, you can't have 6:8 in there. So the way I was able to do that is by creating a slice. I used also the string length and added in a 0. A lot of confusing stuff, I'm not going to lie. I could do a full breakdown on this formula itself, but that could take quite a while. You guys can see how messy this is. And this isn't like, I'm not going to lie, programming in Notion is not fun in comparison. Like when I coded my job, I can format it much easier and test stuff. Just not the best on this side of things, but we're able to get it to work, and we're going to continue this tutorial. So just ignore the wrong paces in here. This is solved. And if you download the template, it is all there for you guys, and it's down below in the description. We're going to go back to our daily run over here, and we're going to start a relation. So that way it tracks over here with the shoe tracker. So what we're going to do is click this plus over here, and we're going to do a roll up. So how we're going to do that is click this plus icon. We're going to do relation. And then we're going to go over here to shoe tracker. And then I also want this to show on shoe tracker, right? And then add relation. So perfect, right? And under here, we're going to add in our Pegasus shoes. I have no idea what I have. I'm going to guess it's number 37. And then shoe lifespan, we're just going to say it's 500, and this is going to be in miles. Okay, great. So what we're going to do over here is we're just going to throw in a random run. So right now I'm doing a few 4-mile days as it lead up to my 50K. So we're going to just do quick run. We're going to add in run types a little bit later. We're just going to say that's 4 miles, run time, pace, everything a little bit later. So today's the 17th, no text over there, but we're going to add in this Pegasus. So now over here with this Pegasus, I actually want to create a roll up. So click this plus icon. We're going to do roll up, and then relation daily run, and then property. What we want to have over here is distance, and then calculate. We're actually going to sum this. So you can see now that this shows 4. I don't need this over here, so I'm going to hide this in view. And now you can see that there's 4. Now, if I want to go back over here, we'll just say another quick run. We'll put over here 4 once again. We'll say I did that yesterday, which I did. And then we're going to put over here Pegasus 37. Now we have 8 miles. So slowly getting there. We're actually going to also build out this formula. I'm going to drag that over here to the right. I'm going to create these a little bit smaller, and then we're going to create this formula. So for this formula, what we're going to do is we're going to prop this roll up, and then we're going to divide that by shoe lifespan, and then we get our number over there. So 8 out of 500, but obviously we can make this way better. Click 1, 2, 3. We're going to do this as a %. So now you can see that it's going to show 1.6%. But again, we can just edit this property. And what I want to do is show it as a progress bar. And now you can see how close your shoe is to being destroyed. Add some more information over here to the daily run. So we're going to create a few different run types. So let's say we're going to have an easy run. Easy. We're also going to create a long run. We'll have intervals. And we'll just add one more for also race. Again, feel free to add in your specific runs that you like. I'm just going to show you guys this. So if you want to have a specific run type on any day, you can just change these to that over here. So here is going to be some fun part. So time, we're going to keep the same formatting as the PRs. So let's just say this 4 miles took me 38 minutes. I think it did take me around there, maybe a little bit longer. I'm not in shape right now. So a 38:09, and we're going to create a pace formula. Like the one below, it is not perfect as of yet, but this one's going to show up as 9:32 as expected. And then you can see if I add in 0, 0, 41, we'll just say like 17, adds to 10 and 19. Next, we're going to go down here to the bottom for all runs, and we're going to create a database view. So database view, and what we're going to do is table view, and we're just going to do this for the daily run. So this is going to show everything, and we're also going to create a calendar. So we're going to go over here, and then we're going to do daily run this time. Awesome. And we're going to work on these a little bit later. Just drag this over here, and I'll show you guys why. So as mentioned earlier, I only want to show 7 days on this daily run. So to do that, we're going to actually filter by this date. So we're going to go over here, filter by date, and date needs to be this week. So when you click new, it's automatically going to show today. But if I went over here and did this for the first, you guys can see that is hidden. But when you go down here to all runs, that is still going to be there. You can see March 1st. So this is going to show you everything. This will show you the 7 days. Other thing I need to build out over here is the specific month. So that way we can show the miles per month. So let's actually do that database right now. So we're going to do another database in line, and we're going to just create miles per month. So we're going to do January 2023, February 2023, and I'm just going to add all 12 for you guys real quick. And I'm going to add just March real quick, March 2023. We're going to delete this. We don't need that. And what we're going to do is first have as a number, distance goal. So distance goal. say in January, I wanted to have 120 miles as my goal, February 150, and then in March 180. So what we're going to do is a relation. So we want to relate this miles per month down to this daily run. So to do that, we're just going to go over here, relation, and then daily run, show on both, right? Add in relation. So what we're going to do over here under miles per month, we're going to actually set this over to March. And what's cool is I can actually set this as a default under this table. So once we go to filter again, we do over here miles per month and then choose March. Anytime I do an entry now, it's going to be automatically added to the March. So you guys can see if I click over here, add new, you can see that March 2023 shows up for miles per month, which is kind of nice because it does save you time. Now under the daily run on this miles per month side of things, I don't need this. So we're going to actually hide in view, but we are going to create a roll up. That's daily run, and we're going to calculate the sum. But first we need to make sure that we choose distance and calculate that sum. So you can see March, we have 4 miles because we only have one over here. But if we add another one, let's say we ran 13 miles one day, and I guess we're both on the 17th right now. We'll change that to just the 15th for this video. You can see now that has 17. But I don't like this being a table. I actually want to have this as a gallery view. So instead of layout, we're going to put this over here as a gallery. And then card size, I want to have this as small. So there is that. You can obviously do way better. So we're going to go in here and we're going to start doing some editing. So just go over here to March, for example, and we're going to add in a few different properties. So first, what we're going to do is a formula. And it's very similar to the one that we created earlier in the shoes. So we're going to go over here and do prop for the roll up. Then we're going to divide that by prop of the distance goal. You can see how close that is. Again, like earlier, you can show this as a %, and you can round this if you want. So like earlier, let's also show this as a bar. So edit property, we're going to have that over there so you guys can see progress on that one. Now, none of this shows, we need to actually edit that also. So click these 3 dots here, properties, and what we're going to show over here is distance goal, and then also our formula. So then you can have all of that. Also, we're going to do a few more aesthetics. So over here, layout, we're going to show database title. We're going to hide that. And then also for card preview, we're going to do none. And then this is super nice. So actually, if you fill out all 12 for each month of the year, it's going to fill nicely over the other ones. Let's just drag this over here to miles per month, and that fits over nicely. And as you guys expand this out to 12 months of the year, it will go down to the bottom of where this weather widget is. I want to show you guys a few more tricks that actually make this pretty nice. So what we're going to do as well is have a specific run type. So we're going to go over here to daily run, here to filter, and then all you have to do is run type. And then let's say you only wanted to show easy runs, you have that option, and I can just rename this one to easy runs. We're going to rename this one over here to all runs. And we'll do one more in this view. We're going to rename this one to is long runs. Again, add your filter in over here. Run type. And then runs. So no runs are marked as long right now. That 13 from earlier. Let's mark this as a long run. And then you guys can see it shows up over there. We're going to throw this calendar over here to the right. So let's add a little bit more information on this calendar. Click these 3 dots over here. And then properties, it says 0 shown. So what we're going to show is going to be the distance. So you can see how far those are. We're going to have also the pace as well as the run type. And if you guys want to rearrange these, you can. So you can just say like time at the very top, distance, pace. Let's put run type at the top. And then we're going to have time, distance, and then pace. And obviously long run isn't filled out, so not all that information is there. But you can see for another one, or like this one down over here, another quick run, easy, 41 minutes, 4 miles, 10:19 pace. I'll show you guys a few ways to make this dashboard a lot more aesthetic. So over here, we remove the titles. We're going to do the same with these other tables. So make sure you just grab these, go over here, and then layout. We're going to click show database title. That is removed. And then also, if you remove the vertical lines, it does look a lot nicer. Just do these for these other tables too, or fast forward. And then what we're going to do is change some of these icons. And then for all runs, we're just going to put 100, and already looks a million times better. Show you guys also what this looks like as all the different months are populated. And that is how you can build out this running workout dashboard. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can download the template in Gumroad. Link is down below in the description. By the way, you should watch this video right here where I go over Notion formulas. They're extremely helpful, especially when you build out some more complicated stuff like this.